Well, I hope you all know that we are entering into the terrible twos. It's the Mike Sasson Show. We are broadcasting live on Facebook Live, or you are listening to us on the River's Edge at www.riversedgepgh.com, where you hear the best local music and the best talk. So thank you very much to everybody there, because it's a very special episode of the Mike Sasson Show. Last week we took a week off from doing a live episode, so we played the first show we ever did, and the reason why is because now we are entering into Big Bad Year 3 of the Mike Sasson Show. So we're going to be hitting upon that. Also, last week I wasn't here, and the reason why was I took a trip to Los Angeles. I was in Los Angeles, Hollywood, actually. That's where my sister lived. That's where I stayed with her for a couple days. So I was in Hollywood, have a couple cool stories about that, and I will share them with you. Also, because of that trip to Los Angeles, we have a news segment, and I'll tell you the story behind it. It's actually inspired by my sister, Mary, who spends a lot of time with celebrities out in Los Angeles, and her quote exactly is, "We treat celebrities like they're stupid babies." So this week we are starting a new segment called Celebrities Are Stupid Babies, in which we analyze a really stupid behavior and stupid move, selfish move by a celebrity. It's going to be great. You should make sure to call Grandma. She'll not want to miss it. Also, we'll be talking about a Burning Man, the festival out in Nevada, is coming up, and if you do go out there, make sure you bring plenty of poop bags. Also, we'll be discussing how a guy brought a motorcycle on a subway for some reason, and also, let me see what else we're going on. Henry Cavill, who, I heard it, don't worry about it. Henry Cavill, Superman, is apparently scared of approaching women because he's concerned about being called a rapist. So I think we should get our heads together and really help the attractive, help him out, because he's Superman, and a character near and dear to my heart, and he just doesn't know how to approach women anymore. So we'll be talking about that, Alex. Oh. Over there, you can hear, is producer extraordinaire, Alex Clemens.
Yeah, what up?
2 years into your experience as super producer extraordinaire.
Still here.
On the Mike Sasson Show. And this is why she is the first ballot Internet Radio Hall of Famer. If you want to see the Internet Radio Hall of Fame, it is currently outside of LAX, where I was this past year.
Oh, damn. We really moved up in the world.
Yeah, have you ever been outside of LAX?
Yeah.
LAX looks like, the area around Los Angeles International Airport just looks like a sunny, homestead. It's not terribly nice.
I love it there.
You love it?
It's my favorite part about LA.
Is the industrial areas around the airport?
Yeah. You ever just sit outside waiting for a rental car there?
Well,
it's
that's
a beautiful
the weird,
experience.
That's the weird part about the Los Angeles airport, is the fact that it doesn't seem like it seems like they built the airport and then an hour later they're like, "Oh shit, we didn't make this big enough." And so they just kept on encroaching on the neighborhood around it. And then the other thing, as I understand it, is the neighborhood around it, you go a couple blocks away, is pretty much where they shot Boys in the Hood. It's
cool.
Yeah, it's not the most, it's not the nicest neighborhood in the world. But
I do love that airport, though.
You really do love LAX?
I honestly do. I went. There's been multiple times where I went through security to get onto my plane, and it took me from getting dropped off to getting to my gate 15 minutes. I was like, what?
I will say this.
They got it figured out.
Yeah, Los Angeles was a lot quicker with the security than Pittsburgh was.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh was, I left for Los Angeles at 5. The plane left Sunday morning at 7 a.m. So I showed up at 5:15 in the morning on a Sunday. I figure 5:15 in the morning on a Sunday. There's going to be 8 people in the airport. If you have ever been to Pittsburgh International Airport, you know when you walk in, there's like a breezeway where like that's where you come from. The line for security was in the breezeway.
No.
That's how far back it was.
No.
Eventually, they set us into like a second level of security thing like that.
Oh, yeah, that's where the special people go?
Yeah.
I always go to that one just regardless.
Yeah. Apparently, I was special, so they said that I should go there. So that was an exciting part. But we'll talk about that in a couple minutes because right now we are celebrating the now second anniversary. So we're entering into our third year of the Mike Sasson Show. So I actually have a screenshot from the first ever Mike Sasson Show.
How cute we were.
Weren't we cute? I look pretty much exactly the same.
Yes, you do.
Except for the fact I now have a gray shirt on instead of a black shirt.
You've really moved up in the world.
Yeah.
And you're wearing a V-neck in this.
Okay.
Whoa.
I know.
My hair is 16 times shorter.
Yes.
And I'm closing my eyes. I don't even think either of us have eyes in this photo.
Yeah, that was all we did in the first show. We just thought that, it's internet radio. We don't really need to see anything.
Right.
So we just kind of kept our eyes closed. And also, you were a bit dressed up that day. It was a special day for you.
I wore a skirt.
I know.
I don't wear skirts.
Currently you look like a librarian.
I do look like a librarian today. That was my look I was going for.
And it wasn't that cold outside. You're dressed like this is the middle of winter.
It's cold always for me.
I know. That's a shame. I really do feel bad when people sit there and go, "Oh, I'm always cold," because I'm always warm.
I used to be always warm.
Really? What happened?
I'm not sure. As a baby, I was a very, very warm baby. They had to cut the feet off of my footed pajamas as I would just sweat and be really sad. And I never slept with blankets or anything. Just like a hot baby.
You're just a hot baby. That's
sexy baby.
You want a sexy baby. Can you imagine being a sexy baby? Like, ooh, look at that sexy baby.
I was definitely a sexy baby.
You were okay.
People have told me that.
All right, Alex's mom, make sure you I understand she was a cute baby, but was she a sexy baby?
I was sexy.
Like, were other babies like, damn, look at that baby?
No, I actually look like a boy as a baby, but...
All babies look like, no. That's the one thing that always kind of gets you is you always want to make sure that you don't do anything gender specific with the kid because most babies could go either way. So you just kind of sit there and be like, oh, that's a great looking baby. You don't sit there and say, oh, look, that's a strong masculine boy. Like her name is Tina and she's a girl and you're awful.
Right,
like,
when
you
you're
don't want to
talking
do that.
to them, yeah.
Yeah, so you always say, oh, what a great looking baby, all that kind of good stuff. But been thinking about going into now year 3 of the Mike Sasson Show, where we wanted this show to be and where it is right now.
In the shitter.
But that's where I wanted it. I wanted this show to be the lowest common denominator. I wanted this show to set a new low for the internet. Did I do it? I think I did. I think I'm successful.
We reached our goal.
We reached the goal of making something that people are like, you know what? Most of the internet is pornography and video of cats running into walls. This show fits in perfectly.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. It's two people that are just into themselves and into themselves talking that for about an hour and a half every week they just talk about just nothing and expect the world to pay attention. And really sadly, they really have. Really more than I've even anticipated.
People watching,
people commenting.
People do watch sometimes, yeah. It's weird.
What happens is that I understand, like, in the corner, if you watch the Facebook Live thing, you don't see, 7 trillion people. I get that. But, again, when you add in all of the times when we cut it up and all that, and listen to it, and there's 52 trillion ways to listen or watch this show.
There is. It's very hard to, count all of the people from all of those.
Yeah, so when you add all the people... It could. I would say a rough estimate could be 1,000 people a week.
Yeah.
When you consider 1,000 people a week just watch me and Alex just babble about nothing, that's pretty good.
Yeah. What if we really talked about real things?
Well, that's one thing that people have always brought up to me when they say how they would change the show is say, Mike, here's the thing. You got to find a built-in fan base about something. Like, you got to have a show that all you do is talk about women's pro wrestling. And then we're the women's pro wrestling show, and then nationally and internationally, there'd be tons of people that would be listening to women's pro wrestling, and they would listen to the show. Yeah. That's how you're supposed to build a internet thing is you find an existing fan base and you say, hey, wouldn't you like to have 2 people talk about Macintosh computers for an hour and then do I? And then that's what happens. But we didn't do that. It was basically just two people babbling about nothing. So any success really is way over my head. So good for us.
We did.
Yay. Couple other things I think we've changed about the show going forward. I mean, number one, the biggest change is the studio.
Yes.
The first studio, we were in a sweatbox.
A sweatbox. You literally talked about that in the first 2 seconds of the first show.
It was the hottest thing in the history of the world. When the studio eventually burned down, I was not shocked. I just felt that the studio itself would combust.
Right.
Now we're in like an air-conditioned A-level studio in which like Wiz Khalifa and the Black Flag and all these brilliant artists have recorded, and now we're soiling it. I mean, it's a tremendous honor that Mr. Smalls has brought us in here. So that's a big change.
Yeah.
Couple other big changes. We're not as reliant on guests. That was one thing that I thought that we would kind of stick with the whole podcast, internet radio format, and really be reliant on guests. But one thing that I found that our people did is listen to the show and watch the show is if it's a special guest, like they really think that's a great guest, then they'll watch the show.
Right.
But really what they want to see and want to hear is you and me talking about our lives.
Yeah.
That's what they
really
want.
like our lives.
They really like our lives, especially your life.
Yeah.
They really enjoy your life and about everything about it, especially the more the pictures you're posting. I think people want to know about like that one with the jean jacket. That was a nice one.
Yeah. My friend who took that photo hates jean jackets.
How can you hate jean
I was
jackets?
really excited to post that photo.
How can you hate jean jackets?
I really don't know. I really love jean jackets, and I've especially fallen in love with the one that I have like the past year. So I really don't know.
Now, if you want to know what picture we're talking about, check out Alex's Instagram picture. You're not wearing a shirt, but you're wearing a jean jacket.
Wearing a jean jacket.
Now, was this the same, like you did a couple with your buddy? Is this a new shoot that you just did? Or is this one from the past, like 8 months ago?
My hair was blue.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looked at the picture, didn't really look at it.
No.
No, it was from when my hair was blue.
Okay.
Same person though, my friend Riley Benson.
Okay. He's a very talented artist.
Yes, he is.
So
he's really good at what he does.
Yeah, so make sure that you watch that and take a look, because I wanted to break your like record, because is it over 100 yet?
Yeah, it's over 100. But
we got to get like that to like 150.
We need to get it to like 600.
600 people want to give a little shout out to the picture itself. Like what is it of? Like describe it to people who might.
You already described it.
Well, describe it in your words.
I'm wearing a shirt. I'm wearing a jean jacket. My hair's blue.
There
I'm
you
giving
go.
a cute look.
You got a cute little look.
I don't actually know what my face
You're
looks
looking
like.
up, I think.
Am I? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's cute.
It is a cute picture.
Yeah, go like it.
Yeah.
Alexandra Clemens.
There you go. So that was.
I really need to change that.
What would you change it to?
Just Alex Clemens.
Is there an Alex Clemens Instagram?
I don't know. For some reason, I feel like the last time I tried to change it, there was something that was too difficult about changing it.
Changing like your Instagram or Twitter, like you have to like call the president. You have to do a lot of different stuff.
And then, or you just lose everything and make a new one.
That's why it was.
That's
why it was important to me just to be everything's the same. Mike Sasson. Now I did that without even knowing that was like what marketers would recommend.
Yeah.
Like everyone always sits there and goes, "Oh yeah, all of your social media has to be the same name." That's why it was really smart for you to just make everything Mike Sasson. And I'm just like, okay.
Well, I think at the time of me making my Instagram, I was really trying to, be not be Alexandra, but like I was applying for jobs and stuff like that.
So you wanted to transition from Alex to Alexandria.
I don't want people to call me that. It's just like as a presence, like when I'm applying for jobs, it sounds a little bit more
When you go into
official.
A job interview, do you introduce yourself as Alex or Alexandra?
Alex.
Really?
Yeah, like I put on my resume typically Alexandra, just so people know that I'm a female.
Okay. You should put
that's really it.
You should honestly just put the picture with the jean jacket and no shirt. Then they'd know.
Yeah, that might be weird.
That'd be. You'd get some interviews.
Yeah, maybe not the kind of interviews I want. I don't think that would work very well.
Well, one try maybe. But again, what is your perspective? What have you been? You watched last week's show. You've seen the show progress. What are some things that you've noticed about the differences in the show? How have you been? In your perspective of how you've changed with the show. Do you think the show's getting better, worse?
I think my favorite thing that's changed about the show is I talk a lot more. I was watching the first episode. I was like, this is really weird. Like, I feel like
you did have like a nervous smile on your face.
Oh yeah, well for sure. It's our first show, and I didn't have a beer in my hand. It was 9 a.m.
That's never stopped you before.
Well, I guess it was 10 a.m. We used to do 10 a.m. Oh, everything's changed.
Isn't it?
But yeah, I was watching. I was like, I don't talk at all. This is just Mike talking about how much he's sweating for an hour.
And you just going,
This is so much fun. I'm so glad that I decided to do this. I think that was my face during it. Like,
you were like,
what did I get myself into?
You were like, this is the last one, right?
Yeah.
This
is just gonna go on for like a little bit, and then Mike's gonna be like, yeah, it was all right. It was nice while it lasted, and then we just stopped.
I have completely been. If I'd have told myself 2 years ago, Alex is still going to be doing this 2 years from now, I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
I mean, there has been so many times where I'm like, oh, Mike, I don't think that we're going to do it. And then, I don't think I'm going to do it anymore. I'm moving. I'm leaving. Mm-hmm. And then never left.
Yep.
Still here.
Yep. Same here.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, when we started the show, because you were having me make videos for you and stuff, but didn't really do, much with them or anything, and then the Q 92.9, it was just shorter lived things, and so I just figured that's what this would be. It's like, oh, this is a fun idea, I'll get a little bit out of it, and then we're done. Then we'll move on to something else, some other crazy idea.
Yep. And nope, this has been the
just
crazy idea.
Crazy idea.
Same crazy idea. But you still enjoy doing the show.
Yeah, I still enjoy doing the show.
Yes, for God's sakes, you're just drinking beer and.
Right, I just have to talk for an hour.
Yeah.
To you.
Yeah, that's about
and sometimes other people.
Sometimes other people.
And smile and laugh at your jokes.
You trust me, you do not do that. If it's not funny, I said this last week when I was in Los Angeles, and people watched the show and they said, "Oh, we really like the co-host." And I go, yeah, she's great, and she's my audience. And she goes, oh, she just doesn't laugh at everything? I go, no. I've looked at some times where I've been like, and you're just like, no. That so sucked, Mike. That was such a shit. There's been so many times where I've gone into news and notes going, oh, this story could be like a 10-minute segment. And you're just like, yeah.
No.
And I'm just like, well, what about this? And you're
I don't like this.
No.
I don't like it.
You're a talentless loser, Mike. And I'm just like, thanks. And then we just go on.
Yeah.
And then there's certain subjects where I've just been like, a dog went to the bathroom on a grass. And you're just like, oh, I have a story where this happened. And that takes 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I think that's what we've learned over the last 2-something years. Is I don't have any idea what I'm doing.
No one does.
No one does.
That's the moral of life.
The moral of life is nobody knows nothing.
Just some people are better at faking it.
That's right. That's what I do. I just fake knowledge. I fake competence. I think that's one of my great skills in life. Is I can really walk into any room and people assume hey, the big guy with the short haircut must know what he's doing. Yeah. And then I just kind of go, yep. That's me.
I feel like with guys your size, you're pretty much one or the other. You're either the stupidest guy in the room, or you're the other one.
Which would be
I don't know, the smarter guy that can do shit.
I love how you couldn't mention it. You're you're either the dumbest guy in the history of the world or something else.
Oh yeah, I didn't want to just compliment you too much.
You didn't want to compliment. You didn't want to say I'm smart.
You can do things. You're able to do things.
I'm able to do things. I'm not just
because otherwise it's what's his name from Of Mice and Men? Lenny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
That's
Lenny.
what I think of,
Yeah.
with people your size.
Yes.
You're either him or you're you.
Well, I'd say the same thing for attractive women. You're either the smartest girl in the room or you're somebody that has a tough time finding things.
Right. I do have a tough time finding things, though.
Why? Okay. Well, then maybe you're the other. But, no.
Today I had a tough time finding my car mirror. Someone hit my car mirror off my car.
Did you have it like tucked in and stuff like that, like you're supposed to?
No, they hit a lot of cars on our street.
Is this in Mount Washington?
Mm-hmm. Literally, I've lived in the same house for 4 years. Nothing has ever happened to my car being on that street. Nothing. In the last week of me living there, someone, I don't know what it was. They were like, it was like a car chase or something. And this guy hit like a ton of, luckily the car in front of me got smashed, like bad. But my mirror just came off. It's crazy. Crazy shit happens up there.
Crazy stuff happens in Mount Washington.
Yeah, it's just like this past like couple months, people were being crazy on our street.
Like what other crazy stuff's been happening?
Well, a car flipped over a couple weeks ago because someone stole a car and there was a kid in the car. Don't know if they stole the kid or not.
Okay.
We don't know that part of the story.
Okay.
But it was a stolen car. They flipped over right in front of our house and like smashed our neighbor's car. And they flipped over and then ran. They ran away.
That's the thing about Mount Washington. Mount Washington is one of those areas to where if you say that you live on Mount Washington, you could be like, again, one of the richest people in the city or someone that like is on government assistance.
Well, with living in Mount Washington, it's either nothing or everything. There's always like two extremes, you know? It's like nothing has happened for a good 4 years, like of note. You know, nothing crazy has happened. And now it's just like crazy shit all the time. People crazy.
Such is life. People are crazy. Speaking of people that are crazy, as I mentioned before, I was in Los Angeles for this past
week.
Were you?
I
was.
I had no idea. I showed up here last week. I was like, what's happening?
That would sound like, yeah, you just sat here till 9:15. You're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But, no, I was in Los Angeles last week visiting family and also checking out some other stuff in the City of Angels. And wrote down some thoughts on general Los Angeles. As I mentioned before, in terms of there's no city in America that I've ever been to in which the differences are just so profound in a sense that some areas of that city are some of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And then other areas of the city look like they should be condemned.
Like downtown, basically.
Downtown.
I love downtown.
Well,
Scary.
I spent a lot of time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And if someone comes up to you from now on and says, looks like you've gone Hollywood, what they're saying is that you look like you're homeless.
Trash.
Yeah, because the level of homelessness in Hollywood was striking.
Everywhere there.
Like,
everywhere.
I would say like the most I'd ever seen in terms of homeless people compared to people that live in the neighborhood was maybe like one homeless person for every 5, and that was like striking. That was like maybe San Francisco or parts of like, parts of, some parts of Pittsburgh or Cleveland or something like that. I would say it was almost like one homeless person for every 2 or 3 people.
Yeah,
they were everywhere.
And downtown's like that too. I remember me and my family were there, and we were staying downtown. This really nice hotel, but it's like, why? I don't understand why they have anything nice downtown, to be honest, because everything around it is pretty shit. And I remember we asked the person at the front desk how to get to this restaurant or something that we were going to. It was me, my mom, and my sister, and she gave us wrong directions, and we walked down this one street, and literally there's like tons of people out on the street. Like you can tell that literally no one has jobs there.
Yeah.
You know, like everyone's just sitting out on the street, and we're walking down and everyone's just like staring at us. Like obviously we were extremely out of place in this place, and we were so frightened. And eventually someone was like, you guys should turn around. Like you guys should get out of here. And we just walked real fast the other way. It's not fun.
Yeah,
Not
it's
fun.
the first city I've ever been into, and I've been to New York, Chicago, San Francisco, Boston, every major city on the East Coast. First time I'd ever been like at night, like getting out of comedy mics, and been like, you know what? I'm a 6'4", 300-pound man. I'm a little concerned for my safety.
Yeah.
Like there was some rough parts to it. But yet, then on the other hand of it, like I have some pictures of Santa Monica. Absolutely one of the most beautiful areas I'd ever seen. And it was a perfect day. I was there on Friday. I have a couple pictures.
You went to the pier, right?
I went to the pier. I walked down this. I mean, it was my Friday in Santa Monica was perfect. It was 73 degrees, so it was not too hot, not too cold. Wind coming off the ocean. there was a girls like volleyball, beach volleyball tournament going around. So
hell yeah, perfect day.
Yeah, athletic tall girls with nice butts. So I'm in heaven there. And I'm literally walking down the like the promenade and the beach there, and I'm just like, this is heaven. This is absolute heaven. And then there's other parts of the city that just were absolute, just kind of just unbelievable.
Shitholes.
Which brings me to the point of like when I went to New York for the first time, you grow up when you don't live in New York on these stories of like Goodfellas and Martin Scorsese and Taxi Driver, and that's what you expect to see. And then you show up to New York and it's essentially an open air mall.
Yeah.
LA was not that. LA did not disappoint 12-year-old Mike, who grew up with Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, and Van Halen videos about like the rough and seedy part of Sunset Strip. And I'm like, yeah, this is it.
That's true.
Yeah, this is
No one was lying.
No one was lying with those ones.
Yeah.
To be honest, they were actually kind of whitewashing him. Like when they were talking about like, yeah, doing crack, killing people, they were like, you're actually kind of like, that's our original draft was a lot worse than this.
Yeah.
But so that was interesting. And
what else did you do?
I did see the sights. I did a lot of driving late at night. Because one thing about Los Angeles that they kind of infer that how the weather is here is traffic in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
How it affects how like you talk to someone and you're like, hey, I'd like to go to this place, and they're like, oh no. You'll be in traffic for 2 hours.
Yeah, you'll never get there.
Yeah, and so the way I look at traffic in Los Angeles is how people in Pittsburgh look at the weather.
Yeah.
Like if there's going to be a foot of snow, then I'll be like, well, I'm not going to Mount Washington. There's a foot of snow. But I would sit there and say bad weather in Pittsburgh is like 4 months. Traffic in LA is every day.
Forever.
And that's one thing that you do have to get used to is that weird part about it is like, for instance, you go on Sunset Boulevard. You can go from pretty much Hollywood where my sister Mary lived all the way to the beach. At 4 a.m, it took me 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it took me an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like, that's the difference in terms of traffic and everything like that. So that's what I would say. And I walked Hollywood Boulevard and saw all the stars. And by the way, Hollywood Boulevard, that whole, that's a tourist trap. Yeah, I guess you have to see it.
What did you expect?
I don't know. I thought it would be a little nicer. There's so many stars on Hollywood Walk of Fame. No bullshit. I think I might have one and I don't know it.
Right.
That's how many stars. And it's not like you walk like, ooh, Tom Hanks, Meryl Streep. No. It's like Burt Jones. Who the frick is Burt Lewis? Who the hell is Connor Johnson? I'm like, there's just like random people that have stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing John Lennon. We found Cher. That was fun. I can't remember who else.
I found a bunch of Mr. Rogers is outside of like a porn shop in in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard. So that worked out well for him.
That's not true.
I know. But no, it's outside of a place where they sell like $10 T-shirts that say like I love LA or something like that.
That sounds right.
But the one thing that I thought, this is the most interesting thing that happened to me. Now, by the way, just say, did you see any celebrities? A couple comics, but one that I did see walking around, and this was in Santa Monica on my last day. I saw David Spade.
Oh.
And
oh my God! Compared to you, he'd be so cute.
He was in definitely like hipster garb. He was like wearing camouflage pants and like a hat like a trucker hat, and then like bushy hair, and he was like wearing a sweatshirt.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like him.
I know, and it just really was like, dude, you're in your mid-50s, dress appropriately.
Oh damn! I forgot that he's that old.
Yeah, he's but he was not dressed as that.
I like it.
So
do it, David Spade. You look like a child. So
there
it's
you
okay.
go. Well, he didn't in close up, but yeah, I'm 10 feet taller than pretty much every entertainer in Hollywood, except for like 4.
Wonder what that says about you.
I know that when I come out there, I'm like, I will get parts, and I just crush them.
Right.
But so the most interesting thing that happened to me was my brother's girlfriend, Taylor, who's from Pittsburgh as well, got a job as one of the managers at the Laugh Factory on Sunset Boulevard, which is one of the top comedy clubs in the entire country. Now, knowing this, I didn't want to press the whole like, hey, could you do for me anything? Because I thought that'd be rude. And to be honest, I didn't want to like make it so about comedy that I didn't get to see the area or figure out things or see people or anything like that. But she offered and said, hey, if you want to be on the Laugh Factory open mic, be at the Laugh Factory at 6 p.m. You'll get 4 minutes.
Cool.
And I'm like, oh, great, whatever. And so the night before, I saw a couple old Pittsburgh comics, Andy Piccaro and Molly Sherrow.
Aw.
And they were at an open mic, which literally lasted till like 3:30 in the morning.
How are they doing?
They're doing very well.
Aw.
And so I'll make sure that when I see them, I'll say Alex said hi.
Okay.
But I mentioned to Andy, I go, yeah, I'm going to be on the Laugh Factory open mic tomorrow. And he goes, yeah, I typically don't go. You only typically get 2 minutes, and it's a comedy club. They're not watching, blah blah blah.
Right.
And so I go, well, I guess maybe my brother misspelled or something, because I'm apparently getting 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that meant. Again, I'm a naive Pittsburgher. I have no idea
Right.
what's going on. But he gave me a pointer. He says, Mike, don't be a dick because you have the in. The way the open mic works at the Laugh Factory is the first 10 people in line automatically get on the show.
Right.
Everybody else has to pick a lottery, and they don't know until their name is called or the show is over if they're getting on.
Ooh.
So there are people that wait outside of the Laugh Factory, or they do the same thing at the Comedy Store or whatever, at like noon for a 6 o'clock mic. They'll just camp out because they want one of those spots. So the fact that I didn't have to do that was kind of like, that was like, Mike, don't be a dick. Show up like a half hour beforehand so it doesn't look like you're Mr. whatever. Which my brother John told him, like, no, walk in with your fuck all of you. I know people. And I'm like, no, that's kind of a dick move.
Yeah, especially if you did terribly.
Yeah. So I wait in line, and it was kind of pointless because I did have the in, but comedically, it was a gold mine because some of these people were absolutely like delusional and weird to the point of hilarious.
That's great.
Like one guy next to me was talking about his theory about comedy, and he goes, I don't even have anything written down. All I do is just walk up there and just say what I feel. And I'm just like, yeah, that's not going to work.
Did you see him?
He didn't get up.
Oh, damn it.
But the other thing he said, which I thought was funny, is he said, yeah, I'm in this. I'm trying my stand-up comedy, but my goal is to run a security firm.
What?
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, you're in the wrong line. This is the line for people who want to be comics, not for people that want to eventually run a security firm.
It doesn't seem like those things
are
like
at all related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just be like, this is just, what I do on the side.
Yeah, whatever. And then this one guy shows up. He's from London. He didn't even want to go on. He had done comedy in London. He wanted to see what comedy was in Los Angeles. And so he had a British accent. And so this one woman turns around and goes, oh, do I hear a fellow Brit? Hi, my name's Patricia. And he goes, that's the worst English accent I've ever heard in my life. And she goes, no, I'm English. And he goes, no, you're not. You're not English. That's a terrible English accent. And it turns out, yeah, she was an actress and wanted to try out her English accent on this real Brit.
Oh, God.
And I'm just like, you're a weirdo.
First of all, I feel like you would immediately know because, like, who's turning around and being like, oh, do I hear a fellow Brit around? Like, no one is actually going to do that if you're from there.
Yeah. But, like, she just kept – so that, it was actually true after the show. She kind of talked normal and stuff like that.
Wait, did she go up and do –
No, she didn't get picked either.
Damn
There
it.
was legitimately 60 people in line.
Jesus.
And only probably about 20 got on.
So you did
So,
your thing.
All right. So I didn't know what was going on.
Right.
So eventually I walk into the club, and you're supposed to give your name, and then they put it in a bucket and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I go up to the person who's like at the table, and I go, my name's Mike Sasson. And she goes, oh, you have a house set. No clue what that means.
Okay.
And I go, oh, okay, yeah. She goes, oh, you'll be called. You'll probably be about 5th or 6th. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't know what's going on. Turns out what house sets are is everyone else gets 2 minutes, and like 2 or 3 people get what's called a house set, meaning the house says these people get more. The only people that typically get them are either paid regulars at the show, at the factory,
Yeah.
or people that are looking or like pretty close to being paid regulars or something like that.
Yeah.
So no one knew I'm just some schlub from Pittsburgh who knows somebody.
Yeah.
They just know that I have a house set. So they assume that I'm like some guy from New York.
You're hot shot.
Yeah, I'm some hot shit guy. And so I go up there and they're like, everyone's like, oh, you have one of the house sets. Oh, how you? I'm just like, yeah, I guess, whatever. So then everyone's doing their show and, they're varying degrees of, some are good, some are absolutely awful, all this kind of stuff. And I go up there and I do 4 minutes and I do pretty well. This is how pretty well I did. Afterwards, the host of the entire open mic, who had like worked with Steve Harvey and had been on E! And stuff like that, comes up to me and she goes, "We've worked together." And I'm like, "Huh?"
What?
She goes, "We've worked together." And I go, you ever been into Pittsburgh?" And she goes, "No, I've never been to Pittsburgh in my life." And I go, "Well, I'm out of Pittsburgh." And she just goes, "But I know we've worked together." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay, but thanks, whatever." And I texted somebody. I'm like, "This lady says she knows me. Isn't this weird?" She goes, "Oh, no. She must have done well because she's trying to like play off that, oh, we know each other."
Oh.
Which I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. So then after the show, I go outside and all of the other people are like coming up to me going, "Oh, great set, all this kind of stuff." And this one guy who I knew worked at the club, but I didn't know if they were like, a guy who like, waits tables, whatever, comes up to me and says, "Hey, great set." And, I'm like, "Oh, great, thanks." So then afterwards, I get a message from I'm with my brother because I go to dinner with my brother down near the club.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, I just got a message from Taylor. The talent coordinator saw your set, really liked it. So next time you're in town, we'd like to get you in front of a bigger audience."
Oh.
And I was just like, "Oh, okay." And my brother's like, "That's great news." And I'm like, "Wait a minute. Was this an audition?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Well, why didn't anybody tell me?"
Yeah, that seems like a maybe important thing to tell. Maybe it's better that they didn't tell you, because then you would have been trying harder.
Yeah. But, I just thought I was just going to get 4 minutes. Isn't this fun or whatever like that? And they're like, "No, if you got one of those 4 minutes, that means that the people were watching your set and everything like that, and evaluating it to move forward and all this kind of stuff."
And you got a big check.
I got a big check that said, "Move him on."
You're on to the next round.
Yeah. So
it's like American Idol.
It is. That's all Los Angeles is. It's just one giant American Idol.
Yeah.
Which, pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Well, I talked to, again, Andy later, and he goes, "Yeah, that's, it's tough to get gigs there, blah, blah, blah." And I just was like, I was just excited that, the first time I did a set in Los Angeles, someone who watches comedy sat there and went, "Hey, you don't suck."
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's like, "Yeah, you're right. That's pretty much what happened. Yeah, you don't suck." So, again, pretty cool. We'll see what happens. You never know. But it's a nice first step, a nice little thing to kind of go from there. And so, I did perform for the rest of the show. And then on top of that night, we go to this local, restaurant. And we're watching the All-Star game because it was Tuesday. And the weird thing about, again, being on the West Coast is, it's 7 at night. But, again, back east, it's 10 o'clock. So it's the last 2-3 innings of the All-Star game.
Okay.
And me and my brother Matt are ordering what we would normally say are Sasson-sized pork. We're like, "Hey, can we have some nachos and maybe some fries, and I'll have a pasta dish."
Give me all of the appetizers.
Yeah, all
and
of
also
the
a
appetizers.
main
My brother
entree.
Matt loves appetizers. So we're sitting there and we're being normal and all this kind of stuff. And then out of the blue, the guys have been like, "Hey, you guys have been so amazing tonight. We'd like to give you a free piece of cake." And I'm just like,
wait, why were you amazing?
I don't know.
Because you already ate all of their food.
Yeah,
you,
we
paid
ate
their wages for the day.
We made their wages. And my sister, her theory was, "Yeah, Mike, you were on the Sunset Strip near the comedy clubs." And I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "That's high levels of douchebag. There's a good chance that you were just being a normal person, and to them, that was the nicest they've ever been treated
so sad.
in the last 3 years." So they're like, "These people are real," because we weren't it's like my sister was like, "Yeah, someone's at the bar sitting there going, 'I wanted a sour apple martini, you asshole. I want a free dinner.'" And we're just like, "Yeah, we can have some more Diet Coke whenever you're ready."
Yeah.
And so and we got free cake. So on top of doing well at the Laugh Factory, at the end of the night, I got a free piece of cake.
What kind of cake?
Ice cream cake.
Oh my God, I was moving. So we were moving my uncle this weekend, and we had to clean out this freezer. And there was an ice cream cake in the freezer. They were just gonna throw it in the garbage. I was like, no. They're like, it's been in there forever, Alex. I was like, it's ice cream cake. It doesn't go bad, you know.
How was it?
It wasn't. So I typically have Dairy Queen.
Okay.
Ice cream cake, which is my favorite because it has that like great little middle part with the chocolate crunchy things.
Yeah.
It was Baskin Robbins, so it was like a step below that.
Really?
Yeah, but it was still delicious because
it's ice cream cake.
Yeah, as long as you have some kind of chocolatey, like gooey goodness, like fudge in there.
Well, that's the other thing that was cool about this one piece of cake is on the side they had little containers of fudge that you poured on the ice cream cake. So yeah, there was like hot fudge that I poured on the ice cream cake.
I almost want to cry.
Like that's how
thinking about that.
That's how good the night was. And then so later that night, we went back to the Laugh Factory. Taylor got us, me and my brother Matt, 2 free tickets.
Yeah.
And so then that night we saw a nice show. Dion Cole did 20 minutes because he was preparing for his Netflix special, so he talked there. And a guy who was on Saturday Night Live was on it and stuff like that. So good end of a nice Tuesday in Los Angeles.
That sounds awesome.
So again, all good stuff, fun story. So did well at the Laugh Factory and got a free piece of ice cream cake and then got to see a good show with my brother Matt.
And you got like super tan while you're there.
I only get burned, so I'm not super tan.
Way.
Yeah, I'm Irish. The back of my neck is legitimately like it's scaling because it's bad.
I'm like 2% Irish, and it's still, I don't know. Apparently, that's the only part that comes out in my skin.
But one thing that I would say that it really hit me because the first day, I wanted to hit like the food that you're supposed to eat. So I had Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Yeah.
And I want to have an In-N-Out burger. And so I see that on Sunset, Boulevard, there's an In-N-Out burger like a mile and a half away from where my sister lived.
Yeah.
So I go, you know what? I have nothing to do. I'm just going to walk to In-N-Out Burger, which, by the way, burger was really good. Shake was fine. The fries were well below what I would expect from this place.
So just get a burger.
Yeah, the burger was really, really good. And so then I'm sitting there going, again, I have nothing better to do. So I just kept walking and eventually walked all the way to where the whiskey was. And then I turned around and went up Hollywood Boulevard, and that's where I saw all the stars and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Turned out at the end of the day, I had walked 14 miles.
Well, damn.
Yeah, and that's where, like, in the middle of that whole process is when I figured out that, I should have wore sunscreen.
Yeah, probably.
Because the back of my neck was like, that's where the full-fledged Irish showed up.
Yeah.
But overall, good trip. Now we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have Alex talking about bar thoughts and experiences. She's going to say, make sure you get a good wingman, and she's going to go over what she believes makes a good wing person. Can it be a wing person?
A wing person.
A wing person. Again, not gender specific. It's for all genders. That's what the Mike Sasson Show is all about. It's about inclusiveness and ice cream cake. And also, I will be discussing my new segment called Celebrities Are Just Stupid Babies. My name is Mike Sasson. You're listening to The River's Edge at www.riversedgepgh.com. We'll be right back.
Brian Crawford letting you know that Kevin Slogic, my State Farm agent in Allison Park, is here to help life go right and reminds you that you're listening to the River's Edge Radio Network.
Come on, go. It's green. Come on. Go.
God damn it, Brian. You need to calm down with the road rage.
I'm sick of these people, these assholes.
The road rage, man. You got to calm down on the road rage.
Well, I want to get to where we're going. We have a lot of great stuff coming up. We're going to Falling Water,
Bicycle Heaven,
the Mattress Factory,
Tuck Knob,
Trundle Manor. All right, which way do I go? Which way do I go? Come on,
right,
come on.
Right.
Too late now.
Right, come on.
Well, too late now. I got to keep going. I'm not going to sit here like some asshole.
Oh, come on, man.
All right, you're listening to The Culture Cruise. You can find us at riversedgepgh.com.
Your local Pittsburgh area museum podcast.
Yes, riversedgepgh.com, and come take a ride with us.
You're listening to the Mike Sasson Show on the River's Edge at www.riversedgepgh.com, where you get the best local sports, the best local news, the best local women, the best local men, the best local talk, the best local music, the best local weather, the best local tips on how to deal with overweight teens, the best ways to groom your dog, just all sorts of great stuff. Most of that isn't true. Mostly it's just music and talk you get on the River's Edge. But we could be expanding, who knows. We are at Mr. Small's Theater, at the Mr. Small's Theater Studios. My name's Mike Sasson. That is Alex Clemens. Have you opened your beer?
I'm literally bleeding right now.
I can't. Do you need assistance?
Like, I don't know what I did, but my knuckles are bleeding from trying to open a beer.
How can you not open a beer? You're my resident...
I could do it with my teeth, but I didn't want to disgust you.
You can open a beer with your teeth.
I can open a beer with my teeth, but I don't want to do it because people yell at me.
Don't do it. Your teeth are beautiful. Don't ruin your teeth.
No, my bottom teeth are poop anyways. I'm bleeding a lot.
Are you... You can't ruin it. Oh, my goodness.
It's okay.
Show the people at home. You look like you've been in a fight.
What if they're like queasy with blood?
Who? Our viewers?
Our viewers, yeah. And now they never listen to us again or watch us.
Toughen the fuck up. That's what I would say.
Oh,
this is a hardcore show. This is not an easy show to do. When you're a producer of this show, it gets rough.
I'm really sad because the reason I couldn't open it is because the keychain bottle opener that I have broke off of the keychain.
Hold on for 1 second.
I'm really sad. Do you have a bottle opener on your keys? You don't even drink beer. This is a good silence.
I did it one time. I forgot.
Oh.
I did it one time.
Thanks, Mike.
All right. Can you open? I want you to drink your beer.
I know. I really want to.
Okay. So again, we can't start. It's your segment.
I can't start without this beer. I feel like I'm just being really weak, honestly.
Do you want me to try?
Kinda.
Well, then let me try.
I'm just hurting myself at this point.
All right. Well, give me your thing.
I'm bleeding everywhere, guys. No. I just cut myself again. Jesus Christ. I'll just put it on my sweater. This is like, over the past couple of months, there's been a lot of blood during this show.
God damn.
Like, probably too much blood that should be normal for a talk show. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Remember I cut my finger?
Yeah.
Now I do look like I got in a fight, though. I'm going to intimidate the shit out of people. Yes. You know what the sad part is?
Can I have a little sip?
Yeah, it's not even a cold beer, though. It's a warm beer. Just drinking. Had that much trouble to open up a warm beer.
To 2 years.
Welcome, guys.
To 2 years of the Mike Sasson Show. Now I smell. I'm gonna get pulled over by a cop, and they're just be like, "Where have you been drinking?" I'm like, "No, not really, because you smell like a brewer, you fat bastard." And I'm like, "Well, man."
It's like I had one sip of beer.
I
It's
know.
the most beer I've ever had in my life, officer.
Nah, it is not the first beer I've had in my life. Sadly, it's also not the first beer I've ever had on the air.
Well, we went through my whole. I started playing my theme song at the beginning of that, and we went through the whole theme song trying to open that beer.
I know
So that's good.
Yeah, we're a special show.
We did good.
Yeah, we did good. Play it again. It's Bar Thoughts and Experiences with Alex.
It's a love song, actually.
It's a love song.
I'm not bleeding.
Maybe y'all can
I just wanted people at home to know I'm not bleeding.
Okay.
My style's top any way that you slice it. It's a fresh cut, hope that you like it. About to open up.
All right, Alex, give us your bar thought and experience for this week.
So I went out yesterday.
No shit.
Yeah. Real shit.
Yeah.
And we went to a little place called McFadden's.
Who's we?
Me, my sister, and Liam, my
Okay.
roommate.
All right.
We went to McFadden's. You ever been to McFadden's?
Down on the North Shore?
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
I can't see you being there.
It's right next to PNC Park. I've had nachos
But like
and
during
shit,
the
like-
day. Okay.
Oh, only like people who work down there or Lushes would go down there during the day.
What time did you go there?
Like right before, like I've been there before Steeler games, before Pirate games, before Pitt games.
Yeah, that's what I mean. During
but I mean, like,
you're not
during
there,
when there's
like,
not a
when there's
sporting-
like
I've never been
a
down there when
DJ like clubbing, you know.
No, I've never
You're not
been there
down
when it's like
dancing.
DJ like clubbing. I've always been there when it's like a sporting event nearby.
Okay. Well, anyways, we went there. This is my first time that we've ever been there. Or my first time that I've ever been there.
Okay.
I've heard there's like dancing on bars and stuff. I was like, yeah, let's do it. We really wanted to dance. We were in like a little bit of a hyped up mood. We had just driven home from Maryland. So
Even Liam?
no, he wasn't in a hyped up mood.
Of course he wasn't.
I
But you and your
was.
sister, who
Yeah,
are
yeah.
very hyped up mood people, I would say.
Yeah.
You love to dance.
We had just driven 3.5 hours, and we got home at 10:30, and then hurried up and got ready and went out.
Got all gussied up, ready to go hit the town.
Hit the town. So we went there and we were dancing and stuff. We danced at the bar and everything. And I realized while I was there, I used to, back in the day when I was trying to pick up men, you know, long, long ago, me and Liam would go out all the time. And I did not think that he was a very good wingman just because he was a male.
Yeah.
And people would always see us and like not come and talk to me because I was with a male, and they just assumed that, you know, that's who I was with. And we had the same problem with him when he was trying to pick up women, you know, like people would assume that I was his girlfriend and not come and talk to him. But last night I realized that that is the biggest blessing in the world, that people do not come up and talk to you whenever you have like a, you know, other gender wingman with you.
Okay.
Because people are fucking creepy. And granted, we were dancing on bars and things, so a little bit of an excuse. But just like...
No, okay, I'm slipping it down. I'm being the modern man right here. You could dance however the hell you want. That does not give anyone a permission to be creepy with you.
Yeah, not just creep. I just would say, like, especially the people at McFadden's, I pretty much knew there was going to be a bunch of, like, jabronis and doucheholes there.
Jabronis and doucheholes.
Jabronis and doucheholes.
That sounds
That's
like
what
another bar we
McFadden's
go.
is made out of.
Yeah, that'd be another bar we'd go to. Jabronis and doucheholes.
The new bar in Mount Washington, Coughlin's Law,
Uh-huh.
we call it jabronis because
Why is that?
that's who goes there.
What is a jabroni?
We also go there, though.
What is a jabroni?
Just like a, you know, like a douchehole, like jabroni. Like exactly what it sounds like.
Like not quality people.
Not quality people. I mean, they're good. They can be good people. It's just like they dress a certain way. They judge people who wear leather jackets, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't dress cool like me and just down to earth because they're not real.
Yeah. They're wearing like a polo.
Yeah, I'm real. That's why you listen and watch the Mike Sasson Show, for its realness. Go ahead.
I saw so many guys in polos last night. I was like, no, you shouldn't be doing that. Don't wear a polo
I
to
hear
the
you.
bar.
I hear you.
But no, I discovered like you don't have people coming up to you, so
Okay.
you don't have to deal with that. You don't have people like trying to buy you drinks all the time, which some people really enjoy. I don't enjoy when people buy me drinks because then you like feel like you have to talk to this person.
No,
You know?
someone buys you a drink, all you do is you give the little, that's it.
Yeah, I don't.
And if they
feel
come
like that.
over, then you do sit there. That's one thing, but you don't have to talk to them.
But no, I'm saying like someone comes up to you and like, you know, buys you a drink, and they're like, okay, thanks, and you're like, at least talk to them, like say hi, talk to them for a little bit longer than I would want to.
Okay.
But I don't have
Is
anyone
it for the
trying to buy
length
me
of the?
drinks.
Is it customary for the length of the drink that you talk to them?
Oof. Depends. How big
Of the drink
Of a
or
drink.
the dude?
the drink.
Okay.
And I don't have the people that come up to you in a bar are never really the people that you want to talk to. Very rarely have I ever met a person that came up to me in a bar and I was like, yes, you are a good person. You know, that's never happened.
That's one of the great things in life that, like, I love it when, like, people say, oh, you only meet assholes in bars. No, the people that are the most aggressive and the most, you know, kind of cocksure are the ones that are going to be coming up to you. It's a weird thing. If you meet a good person in a bar, it has to almost be like a situation where two people that are like, you have to get to a point to where you meet and the other person doesn't have a situation where they could be embarrassed because you'd say no. It has to be more social. Kind
Right.
of. That's because like with me, I am always concerned that I'm intruding on something.
Yeah.
Like if I see you dancing on a bar top, everything like that, I'm like, okay, they're having their own
They're
fun.
having a good time.
I don't want to ruin
bother
them.
them.
Yeah, I'm not ruining their fun. But if somehow, some way, we're at the bar, we're both waiting for a person and something like that, and I just say, hey, nice shirt, or hey, I really like your glasses, whatever. Then you could say, oh, thank you. I really like the fact that you're the sexiest man alive. And I sit there and go, thank you. And then we started this conversation. That's the more organic version as opposed to the standard, like, did it hurt when you fell from heaven or that kind of bullshit.
Yeah, and that's the good thing about having another gender wingman is that you have that, you are like in control and like you have the power in that situation because people aren't coming up to you, but you have the power to go talk to anyone you want, you know?
Well, do you feel that you conversely help Liam and other men in your life get chicks?
Well, I really only go out with Liam, and he has a girlfriend, so I don't help him get women.
Do you think that you would? Would you get
Probably not.
Would
than maybe giving him pointers on who to talk to.
Okay.
I'm like,
if a guy friend came up to you and been like, here's the deal, I really want to get laid tonight. Can you help me out? Would you be like, no, that's awful, or be like, no, game on, we're getting you laid?
Well, I would definitely try and help, but typically I feel like I do the opposite of that.
Why is that?
Like if I were to like, I don't know, like go up to a girl or something like that, or like even be next to them while they're having that conversation, like it just turns that girl off completely.
Would you, if a guy who you were with, if a girl came up to him and said, like, let's say you see a guy, good looking dude, want to talk to him, kind of giving him the vibe of like, hey, I'm open for business.
Yeah, you give him the smile and you look away.
Yeah, but he's with a woman. The woman comes over and says, hey, I'll be honest, I'm just his roommate. You should go talk to him because he said to me that you're cute. Wouldn't that be like a cool thing to do?
Yeah, I mean, I would do that. But also, in my mind, if a girl came over to me and said that, I would be like, well, why didn't he just come over and talk to me then?
Well, maybe
that would be my...
Well, I mean, but that's the thing, like being the wingman. Like that's what a wing person does, is kind of like set things up a little bit.
Or you just make the other person look real good.
Okay.
You know, you hype them up.
Like how do you
laugh
do that?
really hard at things that they say.
Well, that's you would obviously laugh at whatever I said. I'm a comic genius. But what about like normal people?
Normal people, yes. I laugh a lot at their things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, you're so funny.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my God, you're so funny for having just a huge penis. And that would be like, wait, no, I'm like, hey, what's going on?
See, the biggest thing about a wingman, though, is if it's just you two going out to the bar and you're trying to pick up people, that person has to be a cool person in the fact that, like, if you do find someone, they're totally cool with, like, all right, I'm leaving, I'll go home, you know?
Well, let me ask you this. Who's the better wing person, your sister or Liam?
Honestly, when it's hard to be with my sister because when I'm with her, there's just like a lot of like it's the two of us and there's a lot of guys coming up to us or like buying us drinks.
Two decent, hot chicks.
Yeah, and my sister can be very nice to people. I mean, I'm very nice to people. We're both too nice to people who's
nicer?
Like buy us drinks and stuff like
Who's
that.
Nicer?
I don't know. I would say maybe my sister.
She's she's just like nice to everybody.
Yeah. She almost invited some guy to a bonfire at her house.
I know. We talked about that the last show. Which you're just like, you know what? No more random men at our bonfire house.
Yeah. But no, I mean, like, I am very nice to a certain point, and then, like, once I get too drunk, I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like,
once you get drunk with me, at least, you just start insulting me.
Yeah, that's typically what I do to other people, and then they don't want to talk to me. So it's really good. But no, yeah, you need someone who will be there to protect you against people coming up to you. You know, you can like fake them
Have
off.
you ever, to get a guy away from you, said Liam's your boyfriend?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all the time.
And does that typically work?
Yeah.
Has there never been a guy who's been like, well...
Or like if they're like making eye, like last night we were dancing, if someone like made eye contact with me, like I would just maybe like dance a little bit closer to Liam, you know, and then they'd be like, oh, okay. She's with him.
Okay.
And I'm all good. And then I have the power to go up to people.
There you go.
And I'm really good at that, so it's fine.
There you go. All good things. So you're saying don't shut out the the different gender wing person.
Wing person. I like the name of
because
that.
it could be a great tool to make sure it's a filter to filter out the douchers and get to the hot person that you want to bang.
Filter out those jabronis.
Filter out the jabronis the Alex Clemens way. Thank you very much, Alex. That was a
you're
wonderful
welcome.
bar thought and experience. Now we move on to my new segment called Celebrities Are Stupid Babies. Pick a theme song. I don't really care.
Oh, pick one? Come
Yeah.
on. You always hate what I pick.
I don't really care at this point. Just
I don't
pick
have very many songs on here.
Just pick anything. I don't care.
All right, cool.
Here.
Here you go. That's for you.
Okay. Could you pick a song and not just a person taking a dump?
No, that was literally our theme song.
Pick music.
There's only so many songs on here.
I know. Pick one.
All right, this one. I don't know what it is. It's just called track 8.
I like this song. There you go. Celebrities Are Stupid Babies. Here's where it came from. So this past week, I was with my sister Mary, who's actually has worked on movies and TV shows and all that other kind of stuff. She's doing very well out in Los Angeles. And she told the story about how whenever she's dealing with a celebrity, she sometimes has a difficult time with the fact that the celebrity just is so babied.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, she was with this one celebrity once that she was working with. And this guy who was Jewish was like hardcore Jewish, and he actually was kosher. And so my sister picked the guy up at the airport, and the guy sits there and goes, I have this inkling for this certain type of beef that I'd always get when I was in Israel. I wonder if I could get it here in Los Angeles. So he's in the car, and he texts on his phone, everything like that, and he finds a place in Encino, which is like an hour away, where they have a butcher that makes this type of meat.
Okay.
So my sister didn't think much of it, dropped him off at the studio and drove away and lived her life. All during the week, the assistant that worked with this guy all the time said, all this guy is saying is he wants some of this meat from this place in Encino.
Yeah.
And so one day, my sister, because she was like the second assistant on this movie, they said, hey, go up to Encino and get this meat. He wants it for his lunch. So she has to drive LA traffic all the way up to Encino, get the meat, come back from Encino to the studio in Los Angeles. Sees the star, puts the dish down, and he looks at it and goes, yeah, I already ate.
What?
And this person is a comedian and like has kind of a dry sense of humor. Like he would be like, look at you and be like, oh, you must have wonderful eyesight or something, because of the glasses, whatever. That kind of like, ha ha ha, kind of like very weird sense of humor. And so my sister initially didn't think that he was serious.
Yeah.
Like he was like, no, he's like, no, I don't want it. I already had meat and I already had lunch. And all of the other assistants were like, okay, then take it away. This is what you want to like it's a little child, and like the child goes, I don't want the cake, and like you're like, okay, we're taking away the cake, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's where my sister sat there and went, that's why oftentimes being with a celebrity, because we treat celebrities like stupid babies.
Yeah.
And I said, well, even stupid babies, not just like real babies? And I go, yeah, because at least real babies eventually get smarter. Stupid babies just remain stupid forever. So that's why we have this segment based on my sister's account called Celebrities Are Stupid Babies. Now this week, we have Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott, who last year got suspended 6 games for domestic violence. Actually, today, it's Sunday, we're recording on Sunday, is his 23rd birthday. So happy birthday, idiot. Anyway, so camp starts this week, and he was supposed to sign at the National Fantasy Football Convention in Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay.
Why that's a thing, I don't know, but apparently
Sounds fun.
Yeah, apparently it is probably tons of women there. That's a joke. No
Oh,
women are at the
okay.
National Fantasy Football Convention
I
unless
had a
they're...
fantasy football team.
I know, but would you go to the Fantasy Football Convention in Fort Worth, Texas?
Absolutely not.
Yes, of course not. Anyway, so he was supposed to be there at this certain time. He's 2 hours late. So already
no.
acting like a stupid baby.
Yeah.
People are sitting in line for the whole like 2.5, 3 hours waiting for Ezekiel Elliott. And they all have like Dallas Cowboy helmets and jerseys and all this other kind of stuff waiting for him to sign.
Yeah.
Some of these people spent upwards of $3,000 for the privilege of getting in line to have Ezekiel Elliott sign something from him.
That seems a little extreme on their part.
Again, you're already at the National Fantasy Football Convention.
Why not throw
Why not? I
all
mean, it's
of
not
your
like
money
you're spending
away?
much. It's not like you're spending much money on dates or anything like that.
Yeah.
So eventually, 5 minutes before he shows up, they make an announcement. Hey, Ezekiel Elliott is showing up. But here's the deal: he will only sign merchandise bought from his company. They make this announcement 5 minutes before he's showing up. So people have been in line for 3 hours, have like cowboy jerseys or helmets that are not Ezekiel Elliott's, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there going like, people are like, I spent upwards of $3,000 to get this guy to sign something, and I can't get anything signed because I don't have his personal stuff and everything like that.
Yeah.
And people made the quotes of like, this is the third time I've had to deal with Zeke, and each time he's been a punk. Another person said, I waited 2.5 hours and couldn't get an autograph, and this guy spent $3,000 to attend, which is why Ezekiel Elliott is a stupid baby.
He does look good in a little crop top, though.
Doesn't he?
Yes, that's probably his only redeeming quality.
Is his abs
He can
and his...
pull off a crop top.
He's somebody that I want to get hurt this year.
Aw.
I would like if his knee would be shredded so he could lose all his money and he would have to work at a Dairy Queen.
He's like a good football player, though.
He's
right?
a very good football
Yeah,
player.
I remember him being on fantasy football teams.
He's a horrible human being. He has been brought up on domestic violence charges, and he's leaving fans high and dry, but he is a good football player.
Well,
Again, that's why
That's
celebrities are stupid babies. So thank you very much, Alex. That is that segment right there. And now we will move on to news and notes from the world of gossip, celebrity, and life in general. Play the song.
It all starts now.
Whenever you're in a big city like New York or Los Angeles or any of these other things, one thing that you always kind of get to is you always want to know how people live in these places.
right.
Because, like, rent in some of these places are like $50 billion and, like, you know, like, oh, I live in a one-bedroom, apartment underneath a bowling alley. And I'm like, oh, how much does that cost? Like, oh, $3,500 a month. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you're
no.
insane. So what I sat there and I saw was this article. It's from a woman that apparently, and this is the real name of the article, it is A Week in New York on $25 an hour.
Yes.
Which if you put $40 a week at $25 an hour, you make about $1,000, which makes you make $52,000 a year.
Yeah.
So not exactly like $10,000 a year, but again, $52,000 in New York City, it might not go that far.
Yeah.
So, but this is where people literally on the internet were wondering if this was satire. Because this is, okay, she gets paid for an internship, this woman, which I don't know what internship pays someone $25
Yeah, shit,
an hour.
dude. I want that internship.
But then she went through all of her like line items of what she pays. First and foremost, phone bill, $0 a month because she's on her parents' plan. Netflix, Spotify, Amazon, $0 a month. She's on her parents' plan. Student loan payments, $0 a month. I'm still in school and my parents pay for my education. Health insurance, $0 a month. I'm on my parents' plan. Additional income. On top of my intern salary, my parents give me an $800 month allowance, and my grandpa wires me $300 every month.
What? Who are these people?
And then monthly expenses, rent. I live in a one-bedroom, one-den apartment. My total rent is $4,050 a month.
Jesus Christ.
My share is $21 $2,100 and my parents pay it. So her parents pay her $2,100 a month rent, plus give her $800, plus her grandpa gives her $300. So basically $1,100 a month she just gets as free spending money. Her parents pay for her apartment. Her parents pay for her health insurance. Her parents pay for her Netflix, Spotify, all that kind of stuff, and her phone bill. She doesn't have student loan payments, and she makes $1,000 on her own.
So I feel like this would have been easier if she just said the things that she did pay.
Yeah, which is basically
Nothing?
Avocados, beer, and Subway.
That sounds right.
And I'm sitting there just going like, this is supposed to be like a how-to of how you survive. She makes $52,000 on her own, plus her rent is paid for, plus the fact that like with the other $1,000 that she gets, she's making something in the neighborhood of like $60,000, $70,000, and it's all clear. She doesn't pay rent and anything.
Yeah.
How do you, like, in good conscience, write this as an article for someone to know that you do this?
Yeah.
How do you sit there and say, yeah, this is how you make it in the big city? It really
You
is showing.
get better parents. You get adopted into a better family.
The parents just send her $800. It's like, here's $800. Go to the club and get laid.
Get laid. That's all
So-
they're trying to do for her.
But it was so bad in a
It's
sense.
frustrating.
I'd like a $4,000 a month one-bedroom apartment. That has to be on like the 50th floor of the nicest apartment building in New York City.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they are expensive, but like for one bedroom, I don't know. My sister lived in the shittiest apartments, and not all of them were the shittiest things, but I mean, like, she paid double what I pay for, and she had a railroad style apartment. So she had to walk through both of her roommates' rooms to get to the kitchen or the bathroom, which is a terrible setup for an apartment. And she paid, I don't know, like $2,100 for that.
And this was in like Harlem and Queens and stuff.
That was in Queens, yeah. So not even like the best place in the world.
Yeah. Double that would have gotten probably Manhattan.
Yeah, maybe.
So comes back down to it that unless there's a specific reason you're there, or you're independently wealthy, or you're this girl who could basically ask daddy to sign checks, just don't live in Manhattan.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it comes down to. Another thing you shouldn't do is go to Burning Man. Have you ever heard of Burning Man?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
One of my favorite songs right now is about Burning Man.
Okay, well, apparently they're having an issue. If you don't know what Burning Man is,
no.
It's a festival that was founded in 1986 that was supposed to be like really kind of hippie-ish. It's like 2 hours north of Reno, so it's in the middle of like the Nevada desert. It's supposed to be a bunch of people show up and almost like entertain themselves, but now it's turned into this giant like techno rich people kind of event, and now even like Silicon Valley like executives are showing up with these like luxury RVs and kind of all this other kind of stuff.
It's turning into Coachella, basically.
More or less, yeah. Yeah, terribly lame. But the thing that also is that's turning everything into pure shit is the fact that the people, even though it's in the middle of the desert, have to relieve themselves somewhere. So they are taking dumps in the middle of like the desert, and the Nevada State like gaming or whatever that's the casino people. The Nevada like parks and people are sitting there going, don't take dumps in the middle of the desert. It's someone still has to clean that up because they're gonna have Burning Man again there next year. So if you can't make it to one of the porta potties that we set up, bring a bag. So there's people, they're really suggesting that, like how you have to clean up after a dog, that you're supposed to bring bags. So then like when you're done raving and you take a dump in the middle of the desert, you have to pick up your own poop.
The poop just doesn't like decompose.
I don't know. Apparently there's like huge issues. I guess if thousands of people are taking dumps, that it can create like a big issue.
Yeah, that's confusing.
I
don't know. I've never really thought about what happens to poop. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm just leaving it out, I've never really thought about what happens to it.
Well, I mean, first off, okay, imagine you're at Burning Man. You're all high on goofball. You're all doing the weird stuff. You're probably dressed, you've got paint and all that kind of stuff all over you. And then all of a sudden, people are taking giant dumps. And, I mean, again, eventually it would go away. But one, it's the desert, so it doesn't rain. So it just kind of sits there. And then all of a sudden, you're walking to, like, go get more ecstasy, and you're stepping in guys' poop.
Just poop on each other and then clean it up after.
Alex, that's your answer for everything. Just poo on each other.
Poop on each other.
Yeah, there you go. Anyways, another thing that might be as good as pooping on each other, they're making a movie based on the movie Cats.
Based on the musical?
Yeah, the musical Cats. They're making a movie about it.
That seems extremely boring.
It's going to be with Jennifer Hudson, Taylor Swift, James Corden, one of my least favorite human beings in the world, and Sir Ian McKellen. People were, again, on the internet going, is this an Onion article? Because I've never seen the actual Broadway play Cats, but I heard it's just legitimately like a bunch of cats explaining who they are. Have you ever seen the Broadway show Cats?
I've never seen it on Broadway, I don't think, but like I've seen like high schools do it and stuff.
Okay, and what's the point of the
I really don't honestly remember.
That's how memorable it was. And now they're going to make a movie with Jennifer. I could see Jennifer Hudson crushing it. Taylor Swift kind of being weird.
She kind of looks like a cat, Taylor Swift.
Yeah. James Corden, again, he's going to do something.
And he's that one cat, the big cat.
Yeah, he's going to be,
the big cat.
he's just going to be a big cat. And then Sir Ian McKellen is just like, yeah, I'm here for the money.
He's the old cat.
Yeah, he's old cat. I bet you that's their names too.
No, there's like real legit names for them, but I'm pretty sure there is.
Is there
a really old one and then a larger one?
Is there a Gary?
I don't think so.
Is there a Phyllis?
I don't know.
There should be like a Phyllis the cat.
I forget how.
Have you ever seen a Broadway musical?
Yeah.
Are they enjoyable?
Yeah.
I've never had an inkling to go see a Broadway musical.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen them in New York.
What did you see?
I saw Aida. I saw The Lion King, and I saw Mamma Mia.
So you just sit there and like someone comes out and they're like, "Oh no, here comes the cats," and then someone goes, "Oh no, here comes the cats," and then you're just like, this. I would just be like, this sucks.
Some of them are pretty cool. I'm not a huge fan of musicals, to be honest. I used to see them with my parents all the time when I was younger. We had like season tickets to the musicals in Pittsburgh, and I don't like most of them because.
Like someone's talking and then all of a sudden someone's singing, and I always thought that was dumb.
See, have you ever seen Jesus Christ Superstar?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, that's like one of my mom's favorite movies. And they just sing. So you don't really know what's happening. Like that's my least favorite thing is like at least give me some context to the thing. At least talk for a little bit so that I can understand what's going on. Like if you're just singing like I'm tuning out for most of it, and I don't understand what's going on. But
that's
I think
one of the problems with like musical like movies, like Grease or like again Lion King or any of those Disney movies. Is I'm always sitting there just like, why are we singing? Why are we doing this? Why don't we just keep talking?
Yeah, I don't know. There's like really only a couple. My favorite musical that I ever saw was Wicked. Mm-hmm. But I think if I watched it now, I might not like it as much. But it all depends on the music. It's like going to a concert, you know what I mean?
But I'll go to a concert if I want to hear music. If I'm going to get a play, I want to hear a play. I don't want to hear somebody talking and then like, I'm going to make it. And then you're like, I'm going to make it. And then you're just like, Christ.
I would like to see like a comical musical.
Like, would you want to see like Book of Mormon or something like that?
Yeah. Like, I'd like to see one of those because I think that would be interesting. I wonder if I would like it more.
I probably would like it more than the big deal is that Hamilton's coming.
Yeah.
Which I never got how, like, that's when you know that, like, I'm just disconnected from all of the coasts is because, like, all of a sudden Hamilton showed up and people were paying like $5,000 a ticket.
Yeah, that's like some real shit. The guy who writes the songs and stuff for it is actually pretty cool.
Yeah. One of the guys who was in Hamilton was in Mindhunter and I had lunch with him.
Oh.
And I kind of played it off that I didn't know what Hamilton was.
But did you?
I kind of knew what it was.
But that was a while ago.
Yeah. But he
guess
was
it is
he was
the
like
whole-
sitting down and we're having like chicken and I'm sitting there going, so you're out in New York, right? And he goes, yeah, I'm and he kind of looked at me like, yeah, I'm in Hamilton.
Don't you know who I am?
And I was like, oh, okay. Like I just was like, oh, okay. Like
Yeah.
that's what I did. And he kind of looked at me like, don't you understand? It's the biggest deal in the world.
Yeah,
And I'm
right
like,
now, honestly.
Yeah. You know what's the biggest deal in the world? This chicken, because it's good. That's the one thing I picked up on any movie set. The food is amazing.
Oh.
Which if you ever get a chance to be on a movie set, don't eat beforehand
Get some food.
because there's going to be a ton of food there. But yeah, they're going to make Cats the movie, and I'm not a huge fan of it. All right, so Henry Cavill, who's Superman, and pisses me off because he always plays Superman as like some dark foreboding, like, oh, how can I live in my life and all this kind of stuff.
How many Supermans do they have now?
They should only have one. His name is Christopher Reeve, and all the rest of them should piss off.
I mean, like, how many Superman movies are there? Like, can't they just stop?
I don't know. They made the perfect one in 1978, but they keep like trying to make new ones.
Whatever. He's pretty. All right, let's talk about
Okay,
it.
he's very pretty. So here's his problem, and maybe you can help him, Alex.
Sure, I hope so.
Here's his article. It says, single Henry Cavill, here you go, he's single, admits he's hesitant to date for fear of being called a rapist in light of the Me Too movement. Here's his quote from GQ Australia. Henry Cavill confessed that the Me Too movement has left him nervous about flirting with women over fears of being called a rapist. Speaking to GQ Australia, Superman actor 35 says there's something wonderful about men chasing women. There's a traditional approach to that, which is nice. I think women should be wooed and chased, but maybe I'm old-fashioned for thinking that. He added it's very difficult to do that if there are certain rules in place, because then it's like, well, I didn't want to go up and talk to her because I'm going to be called a rapist or something. So you're like, forget it, I'm going to call an ex-girlfriend instead, then just go back to a relationship, which never really worked. But it's way safer than casting myself into the fires of hell because of someone in the public eye. If I go up and flirt with someone, then who knows what's going to happen next.
Oof, that was a lot.
So
I was just staring into his eyes.
you're just okay. Well, to help him out, he's
No
trying to
time.
help. He's trying to hook up with chicks. He's a famous guy, good-looking dude, plays Superman.
I
And
feel like
apparently he's having trouble because he's like, he doesn't want to go up to women because he doesn't want them to scream rape, and then his career is over.
where does he live?
Hollywood, America, whatever. He's
That's probably his
famous.
problem.
Where should he live?
I'm just saying he should live in a place where like in Hollywood or whatever, girls probably aren't coming up to him because they're too good for that. You know, they're not going to go up to men.
I would say
The
that
men
at
come
living
to
in Los
them.
Angeles, there are some very attractive women in Los Angeles, but I really do think it's not that they're like more attractive. It's that they really, when they go out, they know how to dress.
They dress to the nines.
They dress to the nine, and they're showing a ton of skin. I had never been to a comedy show in which there were women that were dressed in like tight jeans and like a lace bra and like a belly shirt. And I'm just like, you're going to a comedy show, but no, they're looking to do something.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to out there. Imagine if people did that in Pittsburgh, though. People would judge them. Be like, no, you don't belong here. Leave.
Okay, but help out Henry Cavill. He's trying to get women, and you're
I'm saying he should move somewhere else where women would come up to him because he's freaking beautiful.
He says
He
that
really
he has
doesn't.
to go up to
He
women.
shouldn't need to do anything.
He should just sit there and just stand at the. Okay.
Be like, I'm fucking Superman.
Yeah.
That's all I would do. Just, dude, I'm Superman.
Look in the camera and help him out.
Henry, that's his name, right?
Yeah, Henry Cavill.
Henry. I think that you should move somewhere else, and all the ladies will flock up on you. Imagine if he lived in like Wyoming, you know.
There'd be no women to flock.
You don't know. There might be pretty women in Wyoming.
I'm not saying there's not pretty women in Wyoming, but you're like in the middle of a ranch where there's nobody there. You have
He'd
to
take
live.
all of the women in Wyoming.
I'm saying, okay, that guy shows up to Scarpazi's on Wednesday night. You're just like, it's go time.
Go.
What's your move? How do you get noticed? How do you get Superman?
I just have to be first. That's it.
You just have to be the first person when he walks in the door.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to, like, you know.
Do a Superman and fly over to him and stuff like that.
That's a lot.
But do you understand the guy being because a lot of women got after him and said, if you don't know the difference between rape and flirting, then you have a lot of problems.
No, I definitely understand his concern.
Because he's famous. He's sitting there going, you know what? If I say the bad thing or something misconstrued.
Right. It's not like I'm just a normal guy where if that happens, like, nothing would happen.
Yeah.
You know, nothing.
Yeah, I'm a part of a multi-billion-dollar franchise. If somebody tweets something and it goes
Right,
viral,
then my career's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how good looking I am.
I definitely understand like the fear behind that, and that definitely sucks for him because he is a beautiful man. Maybe he should try some dating sites.
That's one thing that I like. There's this new dating site called Elite Dating,
Ooh.
which is only for like people that are like high-end net worth and high education.
How do you get on there?
I guess sign up.
Elite.
But you got to be like, see the criteria.
I can't be on it?
I don't know. See the criteria.
Hold on. Elite singles?
Yeah.
Okay. Or there's elitedating.biz.
Okay, that
Dating
sounds.
site for professionals and their admirers.
Okay, that sounds made up.
Okay, so Elite Singles, one of the best dating sites for educated singles.
Yeah, that's it. What's the criteria?
Oh, there's also one called WeLoveDates.com.
We
It's
love
for
dates.
meeting dates.
Okay, like actual dates.
WeLoveDicks.com.
We love dicks.com. Yeah.
It says online dating with elite singles, high success rate, intelligent matchmaking, meet eligible American singles. It's only for those who want a serious relationship.
Okay, so this isn't like
This is not for me. This is
isn't Tinder.
serious online dating.
This is serious. Like I'm looking for like, but if you go with those dudes, then you're gonna get like a doctor or a lawyer, some big time dough.
Yeah. It doesn't really say much about what. Oh man, there's a DILF on their website.
Of course it is. He's got dough.
Damn. He just looks real smart in this picture.
Like, what does he look like? I'll do his pic. I'll do his picture.
He has really just like almost the same glasses as I'm wearing
Okay.
right now. He's wearing like a deep V-neck.
Okay. Chest hair.
You know, you can't see that far down.
Okay.
You can just see that it's definitely deep. Has like a nice little like stubble.
Okay.
Very nice white teeth and like some like gray hair. He's pretty.
He's pretty. You should go for it.
Meet singles, genuine professional people. Oh, I can't match with him. He's just like their advertisement.
Oh, okay.
Not only are the majority of our members educated and successful single professionals aged 30 to 55. Oh, sorry, I can't do it.
Wah, wah.
But they are all committed to finding genuine love through internet dating.
See, I would say that on the internet. Like, yeah, I am. And then you'd hook up with the chick and be like, no, next.
They give you first date tips too, and how to move on. How to move on if your relationship fails.
Okay.
This is
Change
good.
your number.
We should figure out like the best dating sites.
We should.
I'll do it.
Do it. Figure it out. For what? But I think it's the best dating sites for certain. Like, if you want like just hook up, then I think Tinder would probably be the winner there. If you just wanted just some strange.
Yeah, people are not even good at that either.
But Henry
I-
Cavill,
you know-
you're saying what is? I'm just saying I kind of get it in a sense that you're in the public eye, but you're saying move to Pittsburgh.
Definitely move to Pittsburgh. Let's just get married.
Would you
Henry?
marry him Would you marry him never meeting him?
No.
Okay. Even though he's Superman and he looks like that.
Yeah, no. I don't really like Superman, so
What do you mean you don't like Superman?
I don't like Superman.
In
I don't
what
like
way?
superhero movies.
But I mean,
or,
like, you've got to like the guy at
superheroes.
least. I mean, like, he's a decent looking dude.
He's a decent looking dude, yeah, but I don't like him because he's Superman.
But I'm saying
I like him because he's a decent looking dude.
I know, but I mean, like, that's what you're all about. You're about the physical.
Well, I mean, I want to know, what he's like as a person too.
Well, I mean, then go on, like, maybe a couple dates. Get him to come to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and then we get married.
Yeah, exactly. Then you're Ms. Caviezel.
He'll be my first husband.
There you go. Good first husband. Speaking of someone who wouldn't be a good first
That'd be
husband.
a really good story, though.
What? That your first husband was
Superman?
Superman?
Yeah.
Then your
Damn.
next husband, how would the next husband be?
Yeah, you couldn't even compare. You'd have
Yeah.
to, I don't even know, you'd have to really step up your game.
Yeah. Somehow figure it
I'm
out.
doing it.
He's beating up Tom Cruise in the new movie, The Mission Impossible, so
Oh, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
hopefully.
I'm watching that.
yeah, there you go. Anyway, so I saw this the other day. It's from a doctor named Jim Clark.
Jim.
Okay, it says, today I operated on a little girl. She needed type O blood. We didn't have any, but her twin brother has type O blood. I explained to him that it was a matter of life and death. He sat quietly for a moment, then said goodbye to his parents, and I didn't think anything of it until after we took his blood. He asked, so when will I die? He thought he was giving his life for hers. Thankfully, they'll both be fine. Now, here's the thing that I saw. Everyone on the website's like, oh my God, that's so beautiful about love. From my perspective, I'm like, what idiot doesn't explain to the kid that you're not in any way in any danger?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
How do you not explain to the kid, like, the first thing I'd say is, you're gonna be fine, but we need your blood.
Right.
Not like, we need some matter of life. That's a big oversight as a doctor that you don't mention to a freaking kid who's already dealing with the fact that his sister's sick. That you're like, oh, by the way, we need your blood. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Yeah, you're not going to die.
Yeah. You don't know. Maybe he told him and he didn't understand.
I would make that clear. I would, like, make him write a picture like, you're not going to die. You're fine. Everything's good. We just need a little blood.
Yeah.
Don't sweat it. You'll get a cookie. Like, the worst this is the worst doctor I've ever heard in my life. That's a clear point you need to make to a kid that, oh, by the way, since we're taking your blood, you're not going to die.
Yeah.
Like, I bet you that's what they say to adults with, like, those, like, blood drives. They should say, like, a big sign. By the way, by doing this, you're not going to die.
You're going to be okay.
You're going to be fine. You're going to save.
I mean, it should say, by doing this, you're not going to die. You're going to die eventually, but not
due to
not
this.
right now.
Yeah, not to this. Unless there's like a weird coincidence.
There's like some freak accident at the blood donor place.
Yeah, like a meteor hits or like a car crashes into the freaking place.
Yeah, and they're like, they put it on the wall though.
Yeah, that's why you have to put like an asterisk of unrelated to the blood donating. If by happenstance, like a car crashes into the wall and it happens to run you over, then you might die, but not because you're giving blood.
I mean, I guess some people could die from giving blood, depending on like who they are. But those people probably wouldn't be giving blood, I would hope.
Yeah, if you have an issue with, like, if you only have like a pint of blood left, don't give it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, leave it for yourself. But by the way, Dr. Jim Clark, you're the worst doctor ever and you shouldn't be doing anything. Final story is a story of someone who is really, really stupid. So this guy buys a McLaren 720S. Now, I have no idea what that is. All I know is it's a $300,000 car.
Yeah.
He buys it on a Monday. Buys it on a Friday. Guess what he does Saturday morning?
What?
Show the picture.
He totals it.
He crashes it into a freaking tree.
Like hardcore crashes.
Hardcore crashes. Why did it crash? Because it went too fast. So the Fairfax County Police Department are sitting there going, hey, make sure you don't go too fast. First off, if you buy a $300,000 car and you crash it the next day, you're a loser. You're the definition of a loser. I don't care how much money you have, you're a loser. Second off, I don't feel bad for the guy because if you have money for a $300,000 car, you probably have pretty nice insurance. You're going to get a $300,000 car. But I'd also say for the police to say, hey, make sure you slow down. What's the point of buying a $300,000 sports car and driving it 35 miles an hour?
That's the thing. You got to buy a $300,000 sports car and find a good place to drive it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You can drive normally everywhere else, but you find a good place to go fast and be able to use everything, all of its powers.
Yeah, you should go to like a track.
That's the smart thing to do.
Go to a track.
Go,
Or just don't
ship
buy.
it to Germany and go on the Autobahn.
Boom, win, victory.
Yep.
Have you ever been on the Autobahn?
No.
Neither
never
have
been
I.
to Germany.
It is in Germany.
I would love to. Actually, I think I'd be absolutely terrified, but I don't know.
I heard it's just like any normal highway, and there's like once every like 20 minutes, there's one random guy in one of these type of
Who's
cars
just like, yeah!
who just drives right by you. But everyone else is driving like 80, 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Like no one's. That's one thing I will say that when I came back from Los Angeles and I get out of the Pittsburgh airport and I'm driving on the Parkway, I look down at my speedometer and I'm going 85 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Because I was so used to stop, wait, go a little farther, stop, wait, go. And all of a sudden there's like no one on the road. I felt like I was on the straightaway at Daytona.
Yeah.
It was just a weird thing.
Agreed.
So there you go. All good things. What did we learn today? We learned that Alex will be bloody as hell to get her beer. We learned that apparently someone thinks I'm funny in Los Angeles. And we also learned that you have to bring a bag for your poop at Burning Man. And someone who's a different gender than you makes a great wing person. So I think we helped people out today, Alex.
We really did. Should we read our comments?
Sure, let's read some comments away on Comment Your Ass Off. Comment away. Play the song.
Say hello to the world. Say hello to the viewing.
All right, let's see. We got Buzzy. He said Mike fucking Sasson.
There you go. Thank you, Buzzy. I am Mike fucking Sasson.
Rob says, yep, it's huge. He's talking about the airport.
Okay.
Not you.
Maybe.
He said craft beers.
Is it a craft beer?
No, we were talking about something, coming up with ideas and shit. He said craft beers. That is a craft beer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not shit beer, so.
Yeah. There you go.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
There you go.
You got it right there, Robert. Sam said hello.
Hey, Sam. How you doing?
And sent us a link. It's Bar Rescue. He said Bar Rescue is going to Puerto Rico tonight.
Good for Puerto Rico. They need some help from John Taffer.
Should we watch? I watched Bar Rescue the other day because I was.
Here's my problem with Bar Rescue. I'm not trying to take you off.
Okay.
What did you watch about Bar Rescue?
What do you mean?
What did you enjoy about it?
I don't really enjoy it.
Here's my problem with Bar Rescue. Initially, when I saw it, I was like, this is a cool show. Guy walks in, helps somebody out, all this other kind of stuff. But the problem is they're on like year 12 right now. It's the same freaking story. They show up to a bar. It's run poorly. John Tapper comes in and screams at everybody, tries to teach them how to freaking run it. You realize about a half hour in, you're watching an infomercial for bar technology.
Yep.
They put $200,000 into the bar. They rename it, and they have a great opening night. That's every Bar Rescue.
So the one that I watched was really fun because it was supposed to be like this party bar on a beach. So he brings in how they do like the little surveillance in the beginning. Mm-hmm. He brought in Lil Jon to as a party bar expert.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So they're sitting in the car together and they're watching the video of, how the bar is being run and commenting all this shit on it and stuff like that. And then what's his face goes into the bar and yells at everyone and stuff. And Lil Jon's just sitting there in the car, still watching all of it. Doesn't go in at all. Literally never goes into the bar. And then at one point you're like, whatever happened to Lil Jon? Why was he on this show? He just made a couple comments about how shitty this bar is. And then that was it. That was it.
When you have big celebrities
what?
on those type of shows, typically there is no purpose. One time, Matthew McConaughey was on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and he couldn't add anything because he really doesn't know anything about food. He's just a guy who eats food like any other human being in the world. So they make this cool dish in Texas where they have tortillas and cheese. It's like lasagna, only different. And he eats it and he goes, yeah, right, that's good. And then he leaves. And I was like, there was no purpose for that. And they did the same thing with Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons walks into a place in Los Angeles and he's just he eats a piece of a bacon burger and he goes, that's good, and he walks away. That's all celebrities can do in any of these shows.
I can only imagine. So it seems in the show it was they were friends.
Uh-huh.
They had hung out before. I was like, there is no way that you were friends with Lil Jon.
I bet you John Taffer apparently is a big time promoter and stuff like that.
He's just clubbing all the time.
Well, that's what he does all day. That's what he did. He opens clubs. So he had to do that.
He's clubbing.
I always love, again, with Bar Rescue is when they do strip clubs. And they have strip club experts.
What? I've never seen that.
Oh, yeah, they redo strip clubs.
Damn. I gotta see those ones.
Which really, this is how you redo a strip club. Make it nicer, make the women prettier.
Yeah, that seems right.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. If your strip club is failing, it's because it's dingy, they're selling drugs out of it, and the women are hideous.
Right.
That's it. So I could do Bar Rescue for strip clubs. And then they one time did a comedy club, and it was sad because they did the night where they were doing the surveillance, they were doing it during an open mic, and they were like, oh my God, these comedians are terrible. I'm like, yeah, it's an open mic. No one's good during this thing.
Yeah.
So.
I'm opening a strip club.
Okay. What would be the key in your mind to a
I
successful
can't
strip?
tell you.
Why can't you tell me?
I can't tell you because then people will steal my ideas and things.
Will it be a female, like naked female strip club?
Both.
I don't know if that'll work.
Both male and female?
Will it be like different levels?
Maybe.
Every woman who's ever been to a male strip club has always told me they did not have as good a time as they thought they would.
I've never been to one, and I would very much like to see that. I need to know.
Do you need to see full Monty?
Sure. I mean, I don't know.
I think that's how most women are. It's like guys, you want to see the entire naked women. Women are just like, yeah, if I see his junk, then I see his junk type deal.
I think it's so exciting. I don't know. I need to see it, and then I'll let you know.
You
I'm
need
gonna
to
go
see-
to
you need to see junk and then
yeah,
you-
I'll go to what's it called? The place in McKeesport?
Do not.
that place?
I don't know.
Erotica? Club Erotica.
That's in McKee's Rocks.
Oh yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Much better
Yeah.
of a place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll go there.
Do
and
they have
I'll
male
like-
strip clubs there?
Someone told me that they have
I think that's
male
a male.
strippers in the basement.
That's where they should be.
Yeah, but I haven't ever seen them, so I've been there before. I haven't seen male strippers, so
Mm-hmm.
either someone didn't tell me, which is rude.
Yeah.
Upon walking in there, they should be like, "There's dudes in the basement,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Yeah." But I don't know. I'll try it out.
Okay.
Anyways, Mary said, "Nice to you and your comedy spectacular." Robert says, "Twins of Evil tour hits here Wednesday."
Cool.
Cool. He said, "But Mike, I'm always creepy. It's part of my charm." When we were talking about Superman.
Oh.
Louise says, "Hi." Hey, Louise. How you doing?
Hey.
Also, Robert says that the coyotes will eat the poop. I don't believe that.
They probably will. Coyotes are dogs. Dogs eat poop.
Yeah, my old dog, we used to feed her a lot of carrots, and her poop was like bright orange, and she would eat her poop. She'd like poop it and then go back around and eat it. It's really fucking weird.
Dogs are weird people, especially when you feed them carrots. They
Yep.
probably had excellent eyesight.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go. That was Comment Your Ass Off. Thank you again to everybody. Hey, again, we go into year 3 of the Mike Sasson Show, having a lot of fun. Every Sunday, we're having fun. We're doing great things. Thank you again to Sarah and Brian from the River's Edge. They're the part of the talented people that make this entire operation happen. A lot of big news coming later in this year with the River's Edge, so it's going to be a lot of good things. And again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much, Alex. Alex is the driving force behind this show and would not exist without her talents. So thank you again very much for all of your talents. And thank you all of you for listening and watching. And if you see me or Alex, say, hey, I like the show. I like you. And let's get Alex to see some male strippers. It's Mike Sasson, The Mike Sasson Show. We'll be back next week. You're listening to The River's Edge at www.riversedgepgh.com. We'll see you next week. Bye.